St. Joe is about to become the destination spot for Chiefs fans looking to get all of their gear ready for training camp. So we're talking this morning with Taylor Fawcett, the store manager at Rally House. And in this new location, it looks like, just looking at it, it is a lot bigger than the last store.
Yes. And when we say some people woke up to this, we mean us. Hello, we woke up to some rain. We woke up to some thunder and lightning. Stepping out the door.
It's been 8.5 long months since a St. Joe staple closed their doors, and the community has been patiently awaiting what's to come next at the downtown space. Well, it seems they won't have to wait much longer as plans are coming together to bring a Tex-Mex eatery, the Salty Steer, to the space at 6th and Edmond Street.
One man is dead in a Southside neighborhood after an apparent shooting. Police were on scene near the St. Joseph Rec Center early Thursday morning after reports of shots fired in the 2600 block of 28th Street.
While the front of the building will remain occupied as Red Star Rooster Antiques, Hargrove plans to take a wall down between the two stores to allow customers to easily access both. The next priority will be adding his own front door and then taking a look at the windows and making them a bit more modern. Excitement is building this morning at Civic Arena with teams from all across the country practicing, getting ready for the NCAA Women's Division II Elite 8 taking place at noon in Civic Arena. A lot of new improvements. As you can see, the scoreboard, new floor, new lighting, all getting ready to make the games all that more competitive here in St. Joseph. Here at Phil Welch, most of the photos hanging in the stadium and even the ones that you find in your ticket booklet have something in common. One local man and his camera are behind them. Four St. Joseph women have started a nonprofit to take back abandoned properties like this one to make securing the keys to your first home more attainable.
Order for Cole.
Braden and Cheyenne Grossman started brewing up their drink specials just 2 months ago. But theirs is a different kind of coffee shop, a school bus that they used once and then needed to repurpose.
I'd always wanted a food truck. She's kind of always wanted a food truck. So we turned it into a coffee shop.
It took about a month to do the whole renovation. And
they added flooring, plumbing, and power. And once they lowered the windows, the orders started rolling in.
We've been asked to every event we've attended. We have never asked to attend an event.
Yep, which is fun.
That's cool.
Unfortunately, we had to turn some down because lots of them were the same day or times and stuff like that too.
Right now, the duo is solely taking their shop on the road to events like flea and farmers markets. But their neighbors have started to ask when they will be open every day so that they can walk over for their morning cup of joe from the coffee bus.
It's really good though that everybody's wanting that, and they're asking for constant things like they want to buy our t-shirts, which we haven't sold yet, but we plan on. And so it's great that they want to support us in that way, wearing our shirts around and getting our logo and name out.
Local connoisseurs may recognize their blend as the bus is brewing up Mokaska coffee beans.
People love Mokaska. They'll come up and ask what beans we have, and I think honestly if we didn't have Mokaska, some of them would walk away.
For now, those looking to try the coffee bus out for size will have to travel to Kansas, as the wheels on the bus are not traveling across state lines. Steph Manchin, News Press Now.
And I just showed up one day and I said, show me how to do this, and they really just saved my life.
What might just look like a plastic bag to the average eye for a group of women in Cameron, Missouri turns into a sleeping mat for the homeless. Pat Jones started making these recycled mats about 10 years ago after a program put on at her local library sparked inspiration. But it wasn't until about 5 years later that the Cameron Bag Ladies were born. Twice a week, these women get together at the old school in Cameron to help both the environment and their community.
There are homeless people in the wintertime that wake up sometimes in the morning and can't get up because their clothes are frozen to the ground. So this keeps them off the ground. We've already donated over 300 sleeping mats. And so we figured out how many hundreds of thousands of bags we've kept out of our landfill in that process. It takes approximately 600 bags to make one mat.
The process is tedious, but in addition to helping others, the members themselves have found that they need to be making the mats as much as those who use them.
Older people, we get stuck in our homes a lot, you know. We're not physically fit enough to have a job, but we want to be active in our communities. They saved my life. It gives me meaning to come here.
All of the bags are collected through community donation. The mats serve a number of different populations with frequent donations to the St. Joseph shelters. The Andrew County Sheriff's Department's deputies keep them in their cars to hand out to the community, as well as many other cities around the area. However, making these mats takes a lot more time than just the 4 hours a week that the group meets.
You cannot make a mat in one setting. We've figured it out. If everything else was done, if they were folded and cut and chained and put into balls, and you just stood there, it would take probably about 8 hours to make a mat.
The bag ladies see their time together as an excuse to have some fun and get together to socialize, all while serving a greater purpose.
Then you just tie off your plastic ends, and this is a finished product.
Steph Manchin, News Press Now. It's a massive undertaking to see an empty, dated building and turn it into a destination for a community that desperately needs it. But Tim Doyle and his partners believe a grocery store at 101 Francis Street will soon come to life. After hosting a team for work at the Restoration Church next door, a connection was made to put the most recent piece of this massive puzzle into place.
One of them just happened to work for a roofing company and said, hey, my boss is looking for like a roof in the Kansas City area, maybe a church or a ministry that needs some help. Would you know of anyone? And I tried to play it cool, but I said, you know, I might know someone.
Doyle was connected to the contractor out of Kansas City and explained the situation, that this isn't for the church, but rather the community. Clay Leslie, owner of Nations Roofing and Solar, said after their conversation, he was interested in giving back.
It's really an honor. I mean, I look around at just the history of St. Joseph. I mean, I know some stories. I'm from Missouri, and I've also worked in this area and seen some of the need, you know, and so it's just been a win-win for us.
In addition to Leslie and his crew, 3 other local roofing companies donated their workers for the project. While that cost was covered, the next step was figuring out where the budget for the materials fit into the equation.
He estimated how much it would be, how much material we needed, about $24,000 worth of just material. And so he got a hold of his supplier, who said, you know, it's funny you should ask, because I just happen to have exactly what that would require in stock.
Although slow, the pieces are starting to come together to move the vision forward. And Doyle hopes the community will start to see the bigger picture.
I'm hoping this might be that little log that we can clear the log jam and see even more people say, you know, if they can invest in my city, then I can too.
The store has 6 months to pay off the materials and until August to pay off the building. Reporting for News Press Now, Steph Manchin. Serving as more than just a coffee house, but an environment of acceptance, Wakaska Coffee is spearheading a pride coalition of downtown businesses. In addition to their drag show on Saturday, they partnered with 4 other bars and shops to raise funds for the St. Louis Metro Trans Umbrella Group, a nonprofit that supports the LGBTQIA+ community.
A lot of the people who are collaborating are queer. A lot of us here are queer, so we all just want to create a space where we can all have something for us, and so other people can see that we exist in St. Joe and it's all good.
Skate Bar, Oracle's Eye, Club Geek, and Manic Snail all have individual incentives for Saturday, accepting donations or donating a portion of specific sales to the group. Although St. Joseph tends to celebrate Pride Month in September, owner Andy Monte said he prioritizes events like this celebration not only for St. Joseph, but also to recognize the politics statewide impacting the community.
We really wanted to include something in June, and it's just been a really good turnout, especially like Riley mentioned, it's been a hard time for people in Missouri in the LGBTQ community, so it's important for us to kind of just turn out and show our community that there's a lot of people here who support them.
All of the businesses asked to participate agreed to support the weekend effort and the community. Wakaska wanted to reach further than just their customers, making sure that across downtown, all LGBTQ+ individuals would feel safe and that those outside of the community recognize their presence in St. Joseph.
We have a really great and supportive downtown community, and a lot of us look out for each other, and I think it's important to kind of to show the people here in St. Joe that there are businesses where they can feel comfortable and supported as well.